We addressed anxiety actually. Anxiety.
What scripture ties into that?
I don't remember. I have to look at my notes again. But mention a couple of things. Um, there's that one scripture passage that I do recall is when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was tempted by the devil, um, quite a few times. He also mentioned a time when there's a scripture that says where Jesus was struggling with the mission that he was on, right? Where struggling, where like you probably heard, if this cup, how does it go? Um, die.
Overfloweth or something?
Yeah, it's why can't it's in my head, but why can't I phrase it correctly? Um, he's like, this is like basically, I'm paraphrasing, but Jesus was basically like, I know this is my cup, but let your will be done. That's basically what Jesus said. Let your will be done. Um,
Hmm.
but that moment was descriptive of like struggling to like accept what you've been called to do, and like going through a moment of frustration or difficulty, because you feel like it's already been too difficult, but you know what, I'm going to continue to commit to this mission and go through with it. um, so that was from that passage. There was quite a bit of conversation on that passage when throughout the sermon. It was a lot about just how the enemy, the devil. When we say the enemy, the devil, for anyone listening, it is how he uses anxiety to essentially um, cause you stress, to cause you stress, frustration, to discourage you, to limit you, to create a level of worry, right? It actually had a really, there was one part that I really liked actually when he kind of got into cybersecurity a little bit. And you're probably wondering like, how does cybersecurity even come into this conversation? He had this where he mentioned that the devil tries quite a few different tactics to get to you, right? To really like shake you. Um, he mentioned there's a certain attack called a brute force attack, right? A brute force attack is a tactic of like hackers, criminal hackers, where essentially what it sounds like. They try a myriad of methods to crack your credentials, right? To get
Hmm.
into whatever account they're trying to crack, right? Essentially,
So
the
it's
way
like
that
for example, somebody trying to get into your phone
mm,
and trying to get your password to your phone, and
mm,
your passcode might be like 7111. And
yeah,
so they would just like go through all the numbers, one
all
one
the different
seven five
combinations, all
five
the
seven.
different,
Like they're
yep,
just like hardcore, nothing smart about it,
yep.
just straight up just like
Just straight up
guessing.
keep trying it, trial and error, trial and
Trying
error.
to, yeah.
That is the essence of what a brute force attack is. It's trial and error. And once they get a hit on one part of it, like, okay, we're gonna put that to the side. We know that works. Let's try
Hmm.
this. Let's try this. That is the essence of brute force attack. And the interesting thing about a brute force attack specifically is one of the oldest attacks. When it comes to cybersecurity, like when it comes to hackers, it's one of the oldest attacks ever done. And it's still to this day, it's still a tried true method
Yeah.
of getting credentials. Like it still works. Even with all these cybersecurity defenses that's been created, all the advanced technology, brute force attacks still work. Now the defenses are better against it, but it's
Hmm.
still a method that that still works. So and the way that that was being used as an example of like within the message of anxiety is like the devil does the same thing where like he'll bring a certain thought into your mind. If that doesn't bother you, like, I'm gonna try something else. I'm like, oh, okay, we see that you reacted to that. All right, we're gonna keep that as a nagging thought. Now I'm gonna try something else. Let's see if this other thing bothers you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he kind of used it in that same way as an example. Um, so it was a lot of just like how to handle anxiety. And how do how do you go about addressing it in your life, and how to like reduce the amount of anxiety you experience to the point where you can eliminate it. So
Hmm.
and of course there's a spiritual aspect of it as well that was discussed as well, but essentially that's essentially what it was, the subject was, the message was about. I thought it was a really good message actually. Also because I remember you and I actually talked about anxiety some time ago, so I thought it was actually pretty
It tends to
interesting.
come up. It tends to rear its
Yeah,
ugly head.
yeah.
Then you didn't do anything afterwards, like fellowship with the guys or something
Oh
like
yeah, I
that.
did. Yeah, I was at the church. I didn't leave the church till, oh man, church is like 45 minutes away from me too. So at that time to even get home, I didn't leave till about like maybe I don't know, it was like I looked at my watch. It was
Oh,
like 2:30,
it's 45 minute drive now, huh?
and then well, it's
What
always
did,
yeah. Now it's a 45 minute
but what
drive.
was
Yeah.
it before?
25 minutes.
Hmm.
So 25 minutes. So it's but that extra 20 minutes feel different.
That did hit different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely hit different. It's like
At least
whoa,
it's
that
Sunday and you're not sitting in traffic.
yeah, but it's still like, but you still feel the drive though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's not, it's one thing like with a 25 minute drive, it's like you got in your car and then okay, I'm at church. Like it didn't really feel like I was driving. You know what I'm saying? But like, but a 45 minute drive, you feel it. Like you like,
You'd be like, dang,
man,
do I really want to go? Maybe I should just zoom in that bit to watch that bit online.
you feel like you really start to question yourself. Like man,
Yeah.
and like you start looking at the time, you're just like, man, this. Ooh.
But like Jeff,
So
if the church was an hour and a half away, would you still be going to that church?
this church, if it was an hour and a half away, honestly, I don't think I would be.
Mhm. Like that's
Hour and
y'all.
a half is bro.
Yeah.
Hour
Yeah.
and a half is yeah,
You got to
man.
think
It's
about that limit. So 45 minutes right now, you Gucci.
but
Maybe
yeah,
it,
45 minutes is round the threshold, man. Like
so
yeah.
they better hope your real estate portfolio don't expand north.
Because honestly, man, because honestly, like that's something that I was concerned about because I know because I tell people this all the time. I don't really enjoy driving like that, anyways. Like driving
Hmm.
annoys me. Like it just it's convenient, and I enjoy the fact that it provides a level of convenience for me, right, to travel here and there. But bruh, like if it's something that I typically have to go to more than once in a week or something like that, and every single time to and fro, it's like an hour and a half, bro, I'm over that.
What
Like
if you had that? What if you had that
so
M class? You think you
I mean, I
enjoy
wouldn't,
driving more?
I wouldn't, I mean, I would enjoy driving, yeah, but like, but I would still be at this, I would still have the same conclusion. Like, yeah, this is a fun car to drive. It's nice. It looks good, but I don't feel like making this
But
this hour and
but
a
the
half
word would be
drive.
more though. Like, would you think you would drive more? Would you be and would you enjoy driving more? You
Would I
know,
enjoy driving more? No.
yeah, you still wouldn't enjoy driving.
I would okay, so let me try to let me try to explain like a little bit of a nuance here. So the driving experience would be more enjoyable, right? It's a more advanced car and all that. The driving experience in itself, as far as the vehicle in itself, but the actual driving part, no, I wouldn't.
Well, I mean, well, I'm
I
not
wouldn't.
even talking about the vehicle itself. The vehicle
Yeah.
itself like goes without saying. But
Mm.
the second part is what I'm trying to get at is like because like I mind going to FIU in the bucket when I had the freaking Crown Vic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I really like, oh man, I gotta drive all, you know what I mean? Well,
Mm. That
actually
was a
that's
little bit of a drive though, and it was really
that was
honestly, and even that drive wasn't. When I think about it now, bro, it was like 45 minutes.
that was yeah, 45 minutes. That's still actually it could be an hour if you're in Miami traffic.
Well, yeah, Miami traffic.
And
Yeah, yeah,
randomly happens. And so like
yeah,
you the bucket was like unreliable at a certain point. Like, man, I
yeah,
could
yeah.
this could be the day that be,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened one time I was turning on 95. It had a big turn in 95 and my I don't remember what went out. Something went out, maybe but then that shit locked up my steering wheel. I'm
Huh.
going like 60 miles an hour. It locked up my steering wheel in place. And
Mm.
so like we're in a turn.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I just had to
yeah,
like gradually slow
yeah.
down and float and let that turn take
And
me
let that mug. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
take
yeah,
me, and then like I'm changing lanes and
yeah,
everything. Like
yeah.
whatever's on that. I'm sorry, I can't. You know what I mean? I can't even get it back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm shifting, and then like it worked out to where I ended up on the shoulder, like lined up with the way the highway was facing, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't go straight head onto that bit or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Bro, I tell you one of those sayings about like, but for the grace of God, go I. Though I had so many, bro, situations
It
like
really
that, just
was.
like randomly. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I just skated out of that bit with no scratch,
Yeah.
like nothing. I think I got the
Mm-hmm.
car towed or something like that
Mm-hmm.
at that point. Um,
Yeah.
but so just having the anxiety of getting in that car to go that distance, like I didn't feel so good about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But when I got the Eclipse, you know what I mean? I got the convertible, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
It felt a little bit
the
more
the
enjoyable and
yeah, the
yeah.
process of driving felt more enjoyable. So
Yeah.
like, and so like I didn't mind as much to make that 45-minute drive. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of how I'm asking it. Like,
Yeah.
if you had like an M class, or if you had like that, this the Land Rover or the G Wagon, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you mind as much as you do now equally?
I mean, because even a car that I have now is like
G Wagon.
Yeah, I know, but compared to G Wagon, of course, yeah.
I'm asking you. So, okay, so would you be like,
if it's a,
oh, 45 minutes, that's nothing. It's like, I'm
I mean,
let's do it.
but okay, but I'm gonna preface this and say I'm gonna preface it with this one though. I mean, G Wagon is like twice the cost of my car.
Don't matter
so,
about the cost though. The
so
experience of the all that.
no, but what I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying that,
fine. Go ahead, preface it. Okay, you got your
the
preface.
reason
Okay,
the reason why
go ahead.
I'm saying that is I will probably even force myself to drive more often because of the cost of the car. Because I was like, I'm gonna leave here with something.
Let me what's up.
Like I paid all.
I'm like, I'm leaving here with something.
I paid all that bread.
You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with
You know
something.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, you might be onto something. Maybe I would, because, and the reason why I also say that maybe I would because I remember when the last time I went to Miami, I rented out a Well, you remember the Tesla that I had?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun to drive. It was fun to drive the Tesla. And the time before that, I had a Mustang. I had like the Mustang of that year. I think it was like a 2021 or something, like 2022. And it was a drop top. And yeah, and I was on the causeway. I dropped the top on the causeway.
And today was
was
great day in terms of weather.
Oh, in terms of weather, yeah,
area.
it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
It was an amazing day. Yesterday was great too. I took the bike out. You know,
yeah.
And then I ended up coming back at night, and that bit got cold. So that was
it was cold.
That was rough.